So in recent developments of the Vietnam real estate bubble burst, prices of Vietnam real estate is dropping, but why? There are many businesses that are out of business. State Bank, Vietinbank has started auctioning off 358 properties with a total value of 337 million US dollars because their borrowers could not pay for the debt. State Bank of Vietnam reported that the bad debt, other banks like BIDV and also Sacom Bank is doing it as well. So this is causing real estate prices to drop dramatically. Average drop of $38.1 thousand. And that's what we're going to explore and discuss today of if the real estate bubble has burst. And so I will share my thoughts on the current real estate market conditions. I think the situation has escalated and come to this point, and whether you should still invest into the Vietnam market right now. Retail business is very tough right now, so let's get started. Hello, my name is Ken Duong, international and business immigration attorney with over 15 years of experience helping individuals and companies invest, live, and retire all over the world, including the United States, other parts of Europe, Caribbean, and also here in Southeast Asia. So let's jump right into the topic. So I will continue discussing the ongoing situation with the real estate collapse, especially the arrest of FLC Chairman Trần Văn Quyết, and also the Chairwoman of Vang Tân Phát, and also Novaland and its team as well. So if you want a full analysis and reporting on that particular video, make sure you click on your right-hand corner and you can watch that video. Following those large bankruptcies or restructuring, housing prices have dropped in all sectors of the market. Apartments in Ho Chi Minh City that were developed similar to Empire City or Diamond Island or any of these other projects have seen an average drop of $38.1 thousand. And also some of the very high-end in District 1 or District 3 have also exhibited a drop in their prices, including a developer that has dropped their price by 57% in order to continue to sell some of their properties. And of course, apartments alone are not being hit. Villas, shop houses, and townhouses, both in the center and in the outskirts of Thủ Đức City, are impacted dramatically. So what is happening due to this trickle-down effect upon the economic situation in Vietnam is that the real estate brokerages are exhibiting tremendous pressure and also a lack of sales. So therefore, they are downsizing their staff dramatically by 70 to 80%. Many in the north are closing down as well or temporarily closed. And in other sectors, they have to switch their business models into selling coffee or garments or other industries in order to stay afloat. So we've seen many of these real estate brokerages come up and also close during this time in the last 12 to 24 months, especially in the big cities like Ho Chi Minh City and Hanoi. So now you may wonder what led to this situation. There are two main factors that is causing this real estate decline or collapse. Number one, many of the property owners are also investors, but these investors are borrowing monies at very high interest rates in order to buy these properties. Therefore, if the value of the property continues to drop and there are no buyers or renters, then they are forced to sell their properties at lower prices in order to get cash flow to maintain and keep the other properties. Also, they had overvalued the properties prior to this collapse, and so they borrowed money that was more than the value of the property itself. Thus, they actually cannot sell it for the lower price or the market price. That causes a big conundrum, and they are forced to give up the property or leave it to foreclosure. So just a really quick call to action. We are working with Robert Walters, which is a manpower company, and they have a specific survey targeting Vietnamese overseas who are looking to come to Vietnam to work for multinational corporations or their own companies. So we are going to put in the link in the description below. If you are a Vietnamese overseas looking to come to Vietnam, please fill out this survey and help Robert Walters find appropriate candidates. Thank you. The second factor impacting the real estate market is the need for debt settlement among institutional investors. Both individuals and institutional investors, once they have financial stability, they will not drop or lower discounting the prices. However, these institutional investors are very large and they also invest into real estate. Nevertheless, the current market right now for both the institutional investors and the individual is not doing very well. So the individuals are not consuming as much and the institutional investors are not investing as much into property, causing for less consumption and also less investment as a whole. Because of this, it's impacting the quality of credit, which is the money that's being borrowed by the individuals and the institutional investors. More and more individuals are not able to pay off their mortgage or their debts to the banks. And in fact, the State Bank of Vietnam reported that the bad debt or inability to pay went from 2% up to 2.91%, and causing many of the banks like Vietinbank and Sacombank to auction off properties, including 358 property lists for Vietinbank, in order to increase cash flow and also get rid of all this bad debt. Combine these two factors together has caused a real estate burst and collapse in Vietnam. But hopefully the situation will change with government policies, foreign direct investment that will help stabilize the economy, and we'll have better reporting for you in the videos to come. So great to be back to share my opinion of why I think the situation has escalated and come to this point. So similar to some of the companies and individuals, chairmen of large corporations such as Tăng Hiệp Phát, or many of the other companies that have had really good cash flow in different industries, but they decided to switch over to do real estate. And this is what I think happened that extrapolated and caused on a bigger scale. Tăng Hiệp Phát is specializing in drinks, and they were over $1 billion in revenues. Cash flow is going extremely well. So they went to the banks and said, I want to borrow money against my cash flow, and the bank started letting them borrow. But in reality, they're already profitable, so they didn't need the money to actually run their business. So what did they do? They took the money and went to go invest into real estate. And because they had a good relationship with the banks, they were able to get a higher valuation on the real estate than the actual market price, and they borrowed against it. So here's a prime example. They would borrow against a property that had market value of $10 million, but they would value it at $15 million and borrow 70%, which would be around $10 million, which is the market price for it. But they would use their company loans under the working capital or in order to get a lower rate. The problem with that is now they can't sell those properties. So they are in violation of using bank loans for business purposes, but outside of its main purpose, which is to run the business itself. And this started going at a very large scale, 50 million, 100 million, 200 million, even $500 million. Thus, it went from civil into criminal cases, and that is why many of the chairmen or chairpersons of large corporations and their executives went to jail because they used the funds collateralized by their business, but to do real estate and overvalued the real estate, borrowed against it, and now they just cannot have enough money in order to pay back the debt servicing. And that is one of the big reasons why I think from a top down that the real estate collapse started with those large conglomerates, like we said, FLC, Vạn Thịnh Phát, Novaland, but it's also trickled down to smaller businesses as well. And that's something that we don't know where the bottom is, but we hope that it will be there soon, so therefore there will be a rebound on the real estate market. And that is my opinion. And if you have other thoughts, let me know as well. So as you can see, I'm right here in downtown District 1 on Dong Khai Street, and there are many businesses that are out of business and they haven't been able to rent or open up as well. But you have to understand the retail business is very tough right now, and businesses and entrepreneurs are very hesitant to open up or come back to their old spaces because of the pricing and also the consumer expectations as well. Nevertheless, that creates many opportunities for you as a foreign investor looking to come to Vietnam, either to open a business or to invest into the real estate market. Even though you cannot actually own the land, you can still own apartments, condos, and a few of the other special projects that allow foreigners to have full rights within the business itself. So if you're looking to invest into real estate in Vietnam, make sure you click on the right-hand corner and watch our videos on step-by-step on how to invest into real estate in Vietnam. Although the Vietnam real estate market is busted, with every negative, there's always a positive side. So you want to make sure that you come to Vietnam and explore some opportunities in the real estate market. And there's a 90-day visa, multiple entry, that will allow you to come in. Or you can also look at other various visas as well. And of course, if you are of Vietnamese descent, then you want to see if you can apply for the Vietnamese passport, and the national ID will allow you to have a full bundle of rights in Vietnam. And that is it for our video today, talking about the real estate market bust, but also the opportunities. So make sure that you like our Facebook page, subscribe to our YouTube channel, comment below about your thoughts on the Vietnam real estate market and how to find opportunities. And of course, click on the bell for notifications. So on behalf of Duong Globe, my name is Ken Duong. Thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next one.
In audio.